Hi kids, Miss Barbara here. Glad to see you today. I wanted to do another video for you with some learning. I'm really missing you and I'm hoping you're doing okay. I'm doing great and I hope you are too. Hi Ainsley, hi Benjamin, hi Cade, hi Emery, hi Ivy, and hi Jack. We're going to do several fun things today. Remember yesterday I was talking about fairy tales. And fairy tales are the stories that some of which you know. I listed some for you yesterday, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. I have more today. This is my set of fairy tales. I'm going to read one for you today called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You've probably heard of her. She is a little girl who meets three bears. And the video is going to get nice and close on the book while I read this one to you. There once was a family of three bears, a great big papa bear, a middle-sized mama bear, and a wee little baby bear. The bears lived in a neat little house right in the middle of a forest. Every day started just the same way. They sat down and had a breakfast of hot porridge. Porridge is like oatmeal. One sunny morning, Mama Bear spooned the porridge into their three bowls. "It's too hot," squeaked Baby Bear, tasting the porridge in his wee little bowl. "Ouch! We need to let it cool off," growled Papa Bear after he tried his porridge in his big bowl. So the three bears decided to go for a walk while their hot breakfast cooled. Meanwhile, a little girl named Goldilocks was out walking in the woods that day, all by herself. She was feeling rather hungry, though she had eaten her own breakfast earlier. When she saw the bear's house, she thought it was just the place to find a bite to eat. She marched right up to the door and knocked. But there was no answer, so Goldilocks let herself in. Oh my. Goldilocks saw the three bowls of porridge and decided she simply must have some. First, she took a taste from the great big bowl. "Ooh, this is too hot," she cried. Next, she tried the middle-sized bowl. "Ooh, this is too cold," she said. Then she had a taste from the wee little bowl. "This is just right," she said, and she gobbled it all up. After she had eaten, Goldilocks wanted to rest. She saw three chairs and she sat down in the first great big chair. "Oh, this is too hard," she said. Next, she tried the middle-sized chair. "Oh, this is too soft," said Goldilocks, struggling to get out. Then Goldilocks tried the wee little chair. "This is just right," she exclaimed, but she sat down so hard the chair broke all to pieces. Uh-oh. By this time, Goldilocks was very tired. She went upstairs and found three beds. First, she tried the great big bed. "Ooh, this one's too high at the head." Next, she tried the middle-sized bed. "This one's too high at the foot," she cried in disgust. Last, she lay down on the wee little bed. "Sure enough," she said, "this one's just right," and she fell fast asleep. When the three bears returned home from their walk, they noticed that things were not quite right. Papa Bear said in his great big voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Then Mama Bear said in her middle-sized voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Baby Bear said in his wee little voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge and has eaten it all up." When he saw his big hard chair, Papa Bear said in his great big voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." "Someone's been sitting in my chair," said Mama Bear in her middle-sized voice. Baby Bear squeaked in his wee little voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair and has broken it all up." Next, the bears tiptoed upstairs. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed," said Papa Bear in his great big voice. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Mama Bear in her middle-sized voice. And Baby Bear cried out, Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still in it. At this, Goldilocks woke up, jumped out of the window, and ran off as fast as she could. And the three bears never saw Goldilocks again. The end. Do you know what Goldilocks did wrong in that story? Can you think of something that she should not have done? Well, there was a lot of things. One thing she should not have done was walked into someone's house that wasn't her house, right? If we ring the doorbell or knock and no one comes to the door, you can't just walk in. And then she just helped herself to their things, and she ate Baby Bear's porridge, and she broke Baby Bear's chair, and she slept in their beds. So she should not have done that. She was not being a good neighbor to the three bears. So next, I want to do our letter T today, and I want to decorate our T. So I'm going to bring my board over, and we're going to look for the letter T in the ones that we have left. Is this the T? No, that's the X. Is that the T? No, that's the Y. Is that the T? No, that's the Z. Is that the T? No, that's the W. How about that one? Is that the T? Nope, that's the V. All right, is that the T? Yes, that's the T. We're going to take the T out today and decorate it. What does T say? What's the sound for T? T, 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 t. Like tummy, tomato, tornado, today. I also have trucks and I have trees. And if you were here, you would be able to help me stick some of these stickers on, but I will do it for us. So big monster trucks, right? And oh, also tires. Let's do this one. And this one. And we'll do a couple of trees. We'll do a big tree. Have you noticed that with springtime, the trees are going to start getting their leaves on them? These trees are evergreen trees and pine trees, and they don't lose their leaves. But the leafy trees that we have in our neighborhoods are going to start getting their leaves soon. So here's our T, and I will send that home with someone. I'll check and see whose turn it is to have the T, and whoever's turn it is to have the T will get to have this come home for them. I'm going to show you how to write the T now. Over here at the chalkboard, and then we're going to do our worksheets. So a capital T, these are easy. Capital T starts at the top, comes all the way down. Pick up your pencil, go back and start over here to make a line at the top. Okay? All the way down, over here, line at the top. And a lowercase t is also tall, not quite as tall, but it's pretty tall. It goes down to the bottom and then a line in the middle. One thing I don't want you to do when you make a capital T, I don't want you to start here and go this way and then come back and go this way. Okay? So I just want you to go straight down, come over here and go all the way over. Okay? And then a lowercase t down, line in the middle. Okay? So let's try our worksheets. You get your T's out and we'll use this time to do our worksheets. Okay. On this page, you're going to the first thing you're going to do is put your name on top. So pause the video while you put your name on top and start the video again when you're ready. Okay, here's our picture of things that start with T. And baby Wile E. Coyote is riding a tricycle. So that's this, right? Tricycle. Tricycle has 3 wheels. A bicycle has 2. And he's chasing baby Roadrunner. There's a tree in the picture. Both tricycle and tree, and also the trail that they're on starts with T also. So you can pause the video and color your picture and start it again when you're done. Okay, next, before I turn that one over, we're going to start our T's here. First, pause the video and write your name on top of your next sheet and start your video again when you're ready. Okay, so on our letter T, remember, I'm going to do a few of these and then I'm going to let you try. We go down with the line and then over here to go across. Down, over here, across. Make sure they go from the top to the bottom. No floating, make sure they go all the way down. And then over here, a line at the top. Don't go too low, only go to the line right there, then come over here and go across the top. Down with the line, over here, across the top. Down with the line, over here, across the top. Don't make your line across the top too big. Down with the line to the bottom and a line across the top. Down with the line, over here, line across the top. All right, you pause the video and make your capital T's and start it again when you're ready. Okay, for our lowercase t's, we start them almost all the way to the top. We start them about right here, go all the way down, and a line in the middle. All the way down, line in the middle. All the way down, line in the middle. All the way down, line in the middle. Remember, don't go over and over with your line. Start here and go all the way over. Starting here on the dot, go all the way down. From over here, line in the middle. All the way down, line in the middle. All the way down, line in the middle. All the way down, line in the middle. Okay, pause the video while you make your lowercase t's and start it again when you're ready. Okay, let's go to the back of this sheet first. What's at the top of our T sheet here? It's a turtle. He's a funny looking turtle. He has a very cool shell and he's got a big long neck right here. So turtle starts with T, turtle. So we're going to practice the capital T's again here. We're going to go down with a line all the way down and a line at the top. All the way down, line at the top. All the way down, line at the top. A couple more. And then down, I'm going to let you write those in just a moment, but down below we have 2 pictures. We have a sheep and a turkey. One of those starts with T. Listen again, sheep and turkey. So pause the video, write your T's up top, and then pick which one starts with T and write a T down below that animal. Then start the video when you're ready. Okay, I hope you finished your T's up top, and the turkey starts with T, not the sheep. So I put my T there. Good job. Now we're going to go to the back of this sheet. This is a picture of Todd. He's one of the baby monsters, and he has a toy box, and it says Todd's Toys. And all of these toys or all of these things will go in the box if they are a toy. So we are going to draw, if they are a toy that starts with T, we are going to draw a line from any toy that starts with T into the box or over to the box by saying each one separately, and then you will decide if that starts with T. So we have dog, telescope, telephone, duck, turtle, ball, top, and tiger. So starting at the top, do you think dog starts with T? If you do, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't draw a line. Dog. Okay, we're not going to draw a line for dog because dog does not start with T. If it did, it would be a tog. Okay, next, the telescope. If you think telescope starts with T, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't think it does, don't draw a line. Okay, telescope. I'm going to draw a line to the toy box because telescope starts with T. Next, telephone. If you think telephone starts with T, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't think it does, don't draw a line. Okay, for telephone, I'm going to draw a line to the toy box because telephone starts with T. Next, duck. If you think duck starts with T, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't think it does, don't draw a line. Okay, duck. I am not going to draw a line to the toy box because duck does not start with T. Duck starts D. If it started with T, it would be a tuck. Next is the turtle. If you think turtle starts with T, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't think it does, don't draw a line. I'm going to draw a line from turtle to the toy box. It does start with T. Next, ball. If you think ball starts with T, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't think it does, don't draw a line. Okay, ball. I am not going to draw a line to the toy box because ball does not start with T. It starts B, ball. If it started with T, it would be a tall. Okay, this is a top. It spins. If you think top starts with T, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't think it does, don't draw a line. Okay, I'm going to draw a line from the top to the toy box because top starts with T. Our last one is tiger. If you think tiger starts with T, draw a line to the toy box. If you don't think it does, don't draw a line. All right, I'm going to draw a line from tiger to the toy box because tiger starts with T. Our next worksheet, we're going to look at these 4 items, and if they start with T, we're going to circle them. The first one is a ball. Do you think ball starts with T? If you do, circle it. If you don't circle it. Ball does not start with T, so I'm not going to circle that. If it started with T, it would be a tall. How about toothbrush? Do you think toothbrush starts with T? If you do, circle it. If you don't circle it. Toothbrush does start with T, so I'm going to circle it. Make sure you do your circle this way when you're doing your circles. Next, table. Table. Do you think that starts with T? If you think it does, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Table does start with T. Table. So I'm going to circle it. The last one is a turtle. Turtle. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Turtle does start with T. So I'm going to circle the turtle. Good job. On the back, each of these items either start with T or don't. We're going to circle them if they do, and we're not going to circle them if they don't. The first one is a starfish. Do you think that starts with T? Starfish. If you do, circle it. If you don't circle it. Starfish does not start with T, so I'm not going to circle it. Next is a turtle. Turtle. Circle the turtle if you think that starts with T. Don't circle it if you don't. I'm going to circle the turtle because turtle starts with T. Next is a bicycle. If you think bicycle starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. I'm not going to circle the bicycle because it doesn't start with T. It starts bicycle, starts with B. The next is a television. If you think the television starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Television does start with T, so I'm going to circle it. Next down here is a rabbit. If you think rabbit starts with T, circle it. If you think it doesn't start with T, don't circle it. Rabbit. I'm not going to circle the rabbit because a rabbit starts with R. If it started with T, it would be a tabbit. Next is a turkey. Turkey. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Turkey. I'm going to circle that because it starts with T. Next is a tent. If you think tent starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. I'm going to circle the tent because that does start with T. Next is a monkey. Monkey. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Monkey does not start with T, so I'm not going to circle it. It starts with M. If it started with T, it would be a tunky. Next is a tadpole. A tadpole is a baby frog. Tadpole. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Tadpole does start with T, so I'm going to circle it. Next is a roadrunner. Roadrunner. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Roadrunner does not start with T, so I'm not going to circle it. Roadrunner starts with R. If it started with T, it would be a toad runner. Next is a tree. Tree. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Tree does start with T, so I'm going to circle it. Next, this is a beaver. Beaver. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it starts with T, don't circle it. Beaver does not start with T. It starts with B. If it started with T, it would be a teaver. Next is a toothbrush. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it starts with T, don't circle it. Toothbrush does start with T, so I'm going to circle it. Next is a tiger. Tiger. If you think tiger starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Tiger does start with T. I'm going to circle it. Next is a dolphin. Dolphin. If you think that starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. Dolphin does not start with T. It starts with D. If it did start with T, it would be a tolphin. Last, this is like a parrot, but it's called a toucan. Toucan. If you think toucan starts with T, circle it. If you don't think it does, don't circle it. I'm going to circle the toucan because toucan starts with T. Okay, thanks for working so hard on all the things that start with T. Next is our last one where we're going to do cutting, okay? So this is a turkey, and this is where we're going to glue on some things for his feathers. First, I want you to pause the video, write your name on top, and start it again when you're ready. Next, I want you to trace the T's that are down on these shapes. They're a little hard to see. I'm going to do some dotted lines on mine so that you can see them. And then I want you to write your T's going down and across the top, down and across the top, down in the middle for a lowercase t, and down and in the middle for a lowercase t. Pause the video while you write those T's and then start it again when you're ready. Next, I want you to take your scissors and cut the bottom strip off the bottom of the picture so that you can cut those feathers out and glue them on. I will glue one of them on for you to show you, and then you will be able to pause the video, cut all of them out, and glue them onto the turkey. It's best to put your glue on the paper instead of on the piece, and then the piece can go right on top. So, pause the video, cut all 4 of them out, and glue them all 4 onto Mr. Turkey. Good job, kids. Thanks for working hard on your worksheets. We're going to go back down to the floor. I want to read a Bible card to you and also do a fun sorting activity. So let's do the sorting activity first. My video is going to come in closer. This box has lots of great pictures of all kinds of things, and it's called the Big Box of Sorting and Classifying. So what we're going to try is I'm going to show you 2 different sets of things. One set all goes together. The other set does not go together or with the first set. And you're going to see why they don't go together and be able to tell me why the first set all belongs together. So let me show you what I mean. We're going to make a little train of these puzzle pieces. And here's the first set up top. Those all go together. And here's another set down at the bottom that do not go together. So look at the first set. There's a fish, a dog, a hamster, a rabbit, and a cat. Down below there are flamingos, a raccoon, a fly, tigers, and a bear. All of them are animals, but they all aren't in the same set. This set are all the same type of thing, and this set doesn't belong up here. Think about what this set of animals is. Turn off the video if you need to think for a moment, and turn it back on when you decide what this set would be that's different than this set. Okay, the set up top are pets. The set down below are not pets, right? We would not have flamingos, a raccoon, a fly, tigers, or a bear for a pet, but we might have any of these for a pet. So these go together and we sort pets and we keep the other ones out. These are all wild animals. This is an insect, right? Okay, so I'm going to move those over and go to the next one. All right, here's my set up top that does go together and my set down below that does not. These are things that you might find in your house. The set up top are a certain type of things, and the set down below don't belong to the set up top. Pause the video and look at both sets and decide what is this set that all belongs together and why don't these belong with them. When you're done thinking, turn the video back on. Okay, my set up top are toys. There's a puzzle, a teddy bear, blocks, a car, and a wagon. The set down below are all things we might find in our house, but they are not toys. Tape, toothbrush, chair, light bulb, and jacket. Okay, I hope you got that one. Let's try one more sorting set. This one might be a little more tricky. Okay, the set up top all goes together, and the set down below doesn't go with the set up top. Up top we have a glass, stove, pan, toaster, fork. Down below we have a nickel, tree, shovel, police car, and sofa, couch. So take a look at the set up top, decide why they all go together and why these ones don't go with those. Pause the video, think about it, and start the video again when you're done. Okay, all these items up top belong in your kitchen. None of these items would go in your kitchen. Only one of them would be in your house. Well, I guess the nickel would be in your house, and so would the sofa. But those would be outside or in the garage. All right, good job, guys, thinking about sets. The last thing I want to do today is read our Bible card, which today is about a locust. The video is going to come in a little closer. Okay, he says it's close enough. Okay, so the locust is like a grasshopper. He's right here. Here's one, here's one, here's one. And they're on this plant. This is a plant that has grapes on it. It's an insect. Let me read to you about what happened with locusts in Bible times. Locusts are insects. They are related to grasshoppers, but locusts are much more destructive. Destructive means they destroy things. When many locusts gather together, this is called a swarm. Swarm rhymes with warm. Sometimes there are so many locusts flying in a swarm that the daytime sky turns dark because there's so many in the sky that the sun can't even get through. When so many hungry locusts stop at one place, they can eat every green plant in their path. They eat plants. So if there's so many locusts and they come to our town or our neighborhood, they could eat all of our plants, all of our grass, everything. That is why people in Bible times were so afraid of locusts. They did not hurt people, but they could eat all the grass that would have fed a flock of sheep. Or the locusts could destroy a farmer's crops or a whole vineyard. A vineyard is where they grow vines with grapes. Then the locusts could lay their eggs in the dirt for baby locusts, and those would hatch later and then eat the next year's crops. When the king of Egypt during Bible times refused to let God's people go free, God sent so many locusts that the land was black. Locusts were also, in the Bible, eaten for protein. John the Baptist in the Bible did this when he lived in the desert. He would eat the locusts for his food. You can eat them. We don't eat them, but in certain parts of the world, they do eat bugs, and they have protein in the locust. So I have two questions for you. The first question is, what insects are locusts related to? Do you remember me telling you what they look like and what they're kind of like? Grasshoppers, right? Next, what do insects like to eat? Do you remember me telling you they eat all kinds of plants, anything green? So that's a little card about locusts in Bible times. I wanted to tell you one more thing before we're done. We did these 3 charts when we were doing transportation. We did animals we can travel on, types of transportation, and whether we have used those, and ways kids can travel. And we're done with those now. They were hanging on our door. I'm going to send them home with someone. I will pick someone to send them home with, and you get to keep it at home. It will not be the same person who gets the tea. So one of you will get the tea, and 3 more of you will get one of our charts to keep if you would like. So on this one, if you remember, we have our names over here, and we have types of travel here, and we made marks on which ones we had done. Miss Barbara's marks are down below, then Ainsley's, Benjamin's, Cade's, Emery's, Ivy's, Jack's, and Coco's. The only transportation Coco has taken is a car. All of us have tried other types of transportation too. So anyway, that's it for today, kids. Camera's coming back up here. Thank you. Great to see you. I really miss you. I love you all. I hope you're doing great, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye-bye.